everybody. Welcome to the Wrestling World Podcast Network YouTube page. I am the Andrew Bello, hard at work for you folks. I'm going to save Wrestlemania. While everybody's out watching the tail end of the Super Bowl, I've been sitting around hard at work because I can really care less. I am a football fan generally. Been very tuned out this year. There's a lot going on in the world. It's hard to be paying attention to football. So wrestling is one of the things I am putting some time into, though. And in the wake of the Seth Rollins injury, I thought, man, there's a lot of different ways that they can go. I thought of an interesting concept that led to basically me booking the entire WrestleMania card. And here it goes, guys. The Andrew Bello saves WrestleMania right here on the Wrestling World Podcast Network. First and foremost, it's WrestleMania 33. So, we're going to have 3 triple threat matches at the top of this card, ladies and gentlemen. First match, main event, blockbuster box office. I present to you Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg versus The Undertaker. All 3 of them. Everything that anyone who wants any of these guys wants, all in one match. Boom. Main event. Let's get it all out of the way in one match. Next match for the WWE title. AJ Styles, who will win the championship back at the Elimination Chamber to become a 2-time WWE champion, versus John Cena, entitled to his rematch, versus Randy Orton, entitled to this spot because he won the Royal Rumble for some reason. And I know a lot of you were thinking, hey, what about Bray Wyatt? I'm getting to that. Bray Wyatt ain't fucking winning the title at the Chamber. Okay, that's just, I'm not believing it. I wouldn't mind it, just I don't believe it. Next match, Universal title. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho versus Roman Reigns. Yeah, I know, it's not the greatest, but that's what you got at the top of the card now. And if you want to substitute Reigns out for maybe Strowman at a later part in the card, we could talk. I think that's possible as well. But the 3 big triple threat matches, there they are. Hey, Andrew, what about the women? Haha, I got you. We got 3 of those as well. Raw, Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks. Charlotte possibly retaining with the Sasha heel turn on Bayley, or Sasha winning via heel turn on Bayley. That's I think that's a match that everyone would sign up for. On the SmackDown side, we are getting Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James versus Becky Lynch. Makes sense if you've been watching SmackDown, but that's the match. Maybe we get a turn from Mickie James at some point during that match. Hey, Andrew, what's going to be the third? It's going to be the third women's match. Well, we're going to have an interbrand match featuring Nia Jax from Raw, Nikki Bella, although it probably should be Naomi, but Nikki Bella's the bigger name, and that's who they're going to probably ride with, versus Asuka. Whether or not she wins a takeover, it's Asuka, and then you could take of that what you will. Maybe everyone will assume she drops the belt to Ember Moon. Maybe NXT pulls a swerve as they tend to do, and Asuka retains and shows up anyway. Asuka's not winning that match, but she's not losing it either. She's gonna not be uninvolved in the pin. Now, you know what? I'm gonna take a quick switch here. As a matter of fact, we were talking about Bray Wyatt before. Next matchup on the card, Bray Wyatt versus Luke Harper. In what potentially, and I left this all blank down here because I'm thinking, good match for these two, Boiler Room Brawl. Why not? I mean, the only reason you wouldn't do it is because you got the paying WrestleMania crowd sitting in a room watching a screen together. But yeah, that's Bray Wyatt. Like I said, I'm a little iffy on Bray Wyatt winning the Elimination Chamber, so that's where I'm putting him for the time being. Here's a big one: Triple H versus Samoa Joe. When Samoa Joe turns on Triple H before Triple H can turn on him. Samoa Joe's a smart man. That's big money right there. Samoa Joe versus Triple H. Samoa Joe just destroying Triple H. That's good. We'll take it. All right, this one's pretty self-explanatory. Braun Strowman versus Sami Zayn. They've been building it for a while. I'm a little surprised Sami didn't, eliminate Strowman, although I think he was involved in the ultimate elimination of Strowman. U.S. title could be involved here. Again, if you want to switch Zayn out for Roman, you put Zayn in the world title picture with Owens and Jericho in a triple threat match, and then you put Roman Reigns here. Perhaps, I don't know how you involve the U.S. title here if Roman's here. but this makes sense because I think Zayn can win the title off of Jericho at Fastlane, and now you have this sort of monster coming after Sami Zayn for the U.S. title because he knows he could take it off of him, right? Like, hey, I want some gold. That's easy pickings over there. On the SmackDown side, going Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin goes over clean as a fucking whistle. Dean Ambrose making Baron Corbin a star. Hopefully that's not the end of Dean's ultimate career, but next match here, interbrand match. You're gonna love this one, guys. Finn Balor versus The Miz at WrestleMania. Finn Balor coming back, doesn't really have anything to do, but the GM Foley asks him to represent the brand in an brand match between male competitors, and The Miz, because he doesn't really have anything to do, being left on the outskirts of both the IC and WWE title scene. He goes storming into Daniel Bryan's office one day, says, "Hey man, I want to be, where's my spot at WrestleMania?" And he goes, "Oh, well, you're always talking about how you carry SmackDown. Well, here's your opportunity. You can fight on behalf of SmackDown at WrestleMania against Finn Balor, the Demon, at WrestleMania." That'll be a great match. Those entrances will be spectacular. Miz selling the Demon will be, it'll be great. It'll be so good. Anyway, tag team matches. Boom. American Alpha versus The Revival. Yes, The Revival. I think they make an appearance at Fastlane. And I think that's our match. Who else is going to go? I mean, it could be the Usos. Sure, like maybe the Usos win at Fastlane, and then American Alpha ends up trying to chase them at WrestleMania. But I think that one works. You're definitely going to get a great match. On the Raw side, boom. The Club versus the realest guys in the room. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo and Big Cass. That's pretty good. But hey, what about the Usos? What about the New Day? Boom. Interbrand match. We got the Usos, now awesome heel Usos versus the New Day, awesome babyface bootio type flinging New Day. Last but not least, got the Cruiserweight division. Well, I guess maybe not last but not least, but boom. Neville versus Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight title. I don't know. How much do I need to say? If you give them 15 minutes, it's going to be an amazing match. And just to have another Cruiserweight title match, Cruiserweight match, Austin Aries versus Jack Gallagher. Jack Gallagher being the first one to pop Austin Aries in the mouth when he gets a little mouthy in his post-match interviews. Obviously, we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And maybe Dolph Ziggler versus Apollo Crews. That's your WrestleMania card. You're welcome, folks. The Andrew Bello saving WrestleMania for you here. Right here on the Wrestling World Podcast Network, guys. Check me out on the Wrestling World Podcast Network. Usually on Thursdays, Next Level Wrestling Podcast, reviewing NXT every week. I'm also now fairly regular, if not almost, entirely regular host, co-host or guest on the Red Zone here, doing the Raw reviews as well. I pop on the SmackDown, and I'll probably be on the TNA podcast at some point in the near future, just because. I don't know. There's things that need to be said about TNA. Not that the guys here aren't saying them, but maybe I want to say them too. So, TNA, hot garbage. But nonetheless, WrestleMania has the potential to be great. And I think I just showed you that. Let me know what you think. Comments, reviews. Find me on Twitter at WWPNBello. That's at WWPNB as in boy, ELLO. Same thing at Gmail for all emails. And check out our website, thewwpn.com, for more of our podcast, videos, articles, and all of the contact information for all of our hosts, including a phone number. We're still asking for fans to call in and leave promos, either on us or on wrestlers or whatever you want to do. Let's keep it relatively clean. Not that I should be anyone to talk about it, but that's it, guys. So thanks for watching here on the Wrestling World Podcast Network. Like, reviews, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Seek the truth and let the right fight set you free. Don't you remember one ember sparks a fire, one ember feeds the flames. Now burn, burn, yeah.
And Sheamus versus Cesaro. Yeah, that's happening. Anyone else is in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Anyone else who doesn't suck is in NXT. and everyone else is just awful. They're bad. All right, I'm sorry. Peace.